Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty amazing. We are unlocking what is basically the holy grail of digital invisibility, anti-detect browsers. So if you've ever wanted to know exactly how the pros manage dozens of accounts at once, or how they truly scrub their digital footprints right off big tech's radar, you're in the right place. Let's just dive right in.
So tell me if this sounds familiar. You think your VPN hides you? Well, think again. For years, we've been led to believe that just firing up a VPN and clearing our browser cookies magically turns us into digital ghosts. But the reality, it's kind of a wake-up call. You are being actively tracked, profiled, and identified right now, and they are doing it without a single cookie involved.
Here's a quick roadmap for today's Explainer. We're going to cover 1. The browser fingerprinting problem. 2. How anti-detect browsers actually work. 3. The types of anti-detect tools out there. 4. Who uses these browsers? 5. Comparing your privacy tools. And finally, 6. Getting started and the risks involved.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the browser fingerprinting problem, or as I like to call it, your invisible digital DNA.
Okay, so what exactly is a browser fingerprint? Well, it's a totally unique digital profile, but it's not generated from your physical thumb. It comes from your device's deeply embedded technical traits. Think of it like this. Every single time you hit a website, your browser instantly hands over a massive dossier about you. We're talking your exact screen resolution, your operating system, your time zone, and even your specific graphics card model. It's a lot of data. And here is the truly terrifying part about all of this. That digital DNA we just talked about, it can identify you with over 99% accuracy. Literally 99%. And it does this entirely without cookies. You could be in private mode, you could have a cleared cache, deleted your entire search history. Honestly, none of it matters. Your hardware is essentially out there screaming your identity to the internet.
So you're probably wondering, what specifically gives you away? Well, let's take canvas fingerprinting, for instance. Because of these tiny microscopic manufacturing quirks, the exact way your specific GPU renders a hidden graphic on a web page is incredibly unique to you. Your WebGL renderer, that straight up reveals your exact graphics card model. Even something as simple as the specific random collection of fonts you've downloaded to your computer over the years acts as a highly unique identifier. And WebRTC data is a massive one that can leak your real local and public IP addresses, completely bypassing basic security measures you might have set up.
Now, why do websites even care about getting all this information? Well, banks use it for fraud detection, which honestly is great. We want that. But then you have advertisers, and they use it to build these persistent, ongoing profiles of your habits all across the web. E-commerce platforms and social media giants use it for pretty brutal account enforcement. If they catch just one of your accounts stepping out of line, they use your fingerprint to track down the rest, and your entire connected digital livelihood can get banned simultaneously. Just like that.
Moving right along to Section 2, how anti-detect browsers work. This is all about donning the digital disguise.
So how do we actually fight back against this incredibly accurate tracking? We do it with specialized software called an anti-detect browser. And these tools are fascinating. They work through some really precise technical steps. First off, they intercept JavaScript queries. When a site asks for your operating system, the browser steps in and feeds it a fake, spoofed answer. The deeper, more advanced tools actually go as far as modifying the browser engine itself. They literally tweak the core Chromium source code to make the spoofing completely undetectable. They manipulate those Canvas and WebGL outputs we talked about earlier by adding this subtle digital noise. Then, they isolate networks by routing each individual profile through a completely different proxy. And finally, they wrap all of this up, saving these settings as entirely separate, easily switchable digital identities. It's like having multiple distinct computers right on your desktop.
Which brings us to Section 3, types of anti-detect tools. It's time to choose your disguise.
Right now, there are basically two heavyweights in this space. First, you have desktop anti-detect browsers, like multi-login, for example. These run locally on your machine, and they actively fake a browser instance. But then you have cloud-based solutions, like Sendwin. These actually run genuine, fully isolated browser instances on remote servers. The massive advantage of going with the cloud approach is that there are no spoofed inconsistencies for those really advanced tracking websites to catch, because it's a real browser running on a real server somewhere else.
Now, you might also come across browser extensions out there, things like SessionBox or Canvas Blocker. And honestly, while they offer a lot of convenience, they provide much, much weaker protection. Because they are just extensions running on top of your normal browser, they simply cannot modify that low-level engine behavior required to truly hide your digital DNA.
Let's look at Section 4. Who uses these browsers? The people behind the masks.
You know, people hear anti-detect browser and think it sounds sketchy, But these are actually vital everyday business tools. Digital marketers use them constantly to manage multiple client ad accounts without Google improperly linking them together. E-commerce sellers rely on them to completely isolate their multiple storefronts. That way, if one store gets a weird false positive ban from an algorithm, they don't lose their entire business overnight. So no, it's definitely not just cybercriminals and dark hoodies. It's everyday social media managers keeping their clients' accounts securely separated. It's privacy advocates who just flat out refuse to be tracked. And it's security researchers testing system vulnerabilities.
Next up is Section 5, Comparing Your Privacy Tools. This is the ultimate showdown.
Okay, this is going to completely shatter some common privacy myths. So let's look closely. Incognito mode? Look, it does not hide your IP address and it does not mask your fingerprint at all. It literally just forgets your history locally on your own machine. What about a VPN? Sure, it hides your IP, but your hardware fingerprint still fully visible to anyone looking. To actually achieve real multi-account safety and total invisibility, you need the combined power of an anti-detect browser paired with a proxy or a dedicated cloud browser solution. That's the only way to tick all the boxes.
Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Getting Started and Risks. How to take action safely.
We have to impartially look at the realities here, because there are absolutely risks involved. While anti-detect browsers are perfectly legal software tools, how you choose to use them really matters. Using them to actively bypass multi-account restrictions will almost certainly violate a platform's terms of service, and if you get caught doing that, you definitely risk account suspension. Furthermore, there's a constant, ongoing detection arms race. The platforms update their tracking methods, and then the anti-detect browsers have to update their spoofing to catch up. Also, a quick warning, be incredibly wary of completely free unknown tools out there. This kind of software requires deep system access, and sketchy free versions can easily carry malware. Finally, keep in mind that the costs really compound. You aren't just paying a subscription for the browser itself, you also have to buy quality proxies for every single profile you run.
But if you've weighed the risks and you're ready to get started, here's your playbook. Step 1. Choose your platform. Decide if you want a local desktop app or a cloud-based solution for those genuine remote sessions. Step 2. Create your isolated profiles. Step 3, and listen, this is absolutely crucial. You have to configure a unique proxy for each profile. If you have 5 different beautifully spoofed fingerprints, but they are all broadcasting from your exact same home IP address, the platforms are going to instantly catch you. And step 4, before doing any real work, test your setup on fingerprint detection sites to ensure your digital disguise is completely flawless. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer, but I want to leave you with one vital thought. Your digital DNA is out there right now. It's being tracked, it's being analyzed, and it's being used to restrict your online freedom every single day. But as we've seen, the tools exist to take that power back and completely mask your footprint. So the question is, are you ready to control your digital identity? Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I highly encourage you to keep exploring how you can secure your digital life. Catch you next time.